Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible teaching snippet of the day. And actually today I want to just kind of do a little side trail and not do a Bible teaching snippet. I want to go back to yesterday's Tuesday testimony, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about the cellular DNA, hair DNA testing. I had several people message me privately, some people posted openly on the page, and I had people texting and calling me that have my phone number. So with that said, I just feel like I should talk a little more about this. And just to recap yesterday, the lady has been battling cancer. She went and had 6 months of chemo, struggling just to get back to health just after all of that treatment. And now the doctors are telling her she still has cancer and wants to pump her full of some more chemo. And she's just not really able to do that, and she knows it'll kill her if she even tries. Okay, so I talked to her and asked her if she would be willing to do something different, which is the cellular DNA hair test. And I think I should stop here before I go any further. I had somebody ask me, how can somebody say that they're trusting God to heal them if they do the hair DNA testing? And did you know, let me turn it around, okay, for anybody that's thinking this. How can that person say that they're trusting God to heal them, but they're steadily going to a doctor and taking chemicals to try to get their body well? See, now that's double-minded. Either you just trust God and that's it. You stay at home and pray and let God heal you, or you're trusting God and working through man, called a doctor, to try to help you get well. And there's no difference in trusting God and working through a biochemist to give you the nutrients you need so your body can heal itself. See, that's a two-edged sword for you to sit and judge someone over going to a biochemist to try to get healthy and stay healthy, but you go to the doctor for them to treat you. That is just not that's not reasonable for somebody to see things this way, okay? Now here's another, let me go on and do a confession with you. I don't go to doctors. I don't want to go to a doctor. I don't want them to give me a pill that's going to cause me to have another prescription, and then another prescription, and then I end up in prescription prison my entire life. And I'm going to give you an example. If you have high cholesterol and they give you a pill for that, to control that, a long-term pill that you take every day, that is going to dry your joints and you're going to have arthritis and fibromyalgia, which will need another pill. And you have just entered into prescription prison and you will be on these medicines the rest of your life. I'm not really interested in that. So let me get back on course because I do want to talk about this hair DNA testing. I want to tell you about how I found out about it, okay? This lady called me, this has probably been a year ago now, getting close to a year. She had called over 100 ministries, and I was the only person that reached out to her. I either emailed her or texted her, but we ended up on the telephone together, and she was amazed that she was literally talking to someone that would talk to her and pray with her. Well, I prayed with her, and she did get better. But here's the backdrop of the story. She had been struggling for about 6 years. All of a sudden, she started having something similar to Parkinson's, having this shaking and different things going on in her, and she had ended up pretty much bedridden. What she finally figured out through being at home on her own, studying, unable to work, is that she had been forced into taking like 5 or 6 inoculations, vaccines, because she works in healthcare at a hospital. And their new policies would not allow her to continue to work at that hospital unless she submitted to taking these vaccinations. And they had them just back to back because they wanted everybody to take them. She got mercury poisoning because mercury's in vaccination shots as a preservative. Now they use aluminum in them. Either one's toxic to your body. Your body's not supposed to have that in it, by the way. But she had mercury poisoning. Well, she had done some natural things to purge herself of the mercury, but she just had not been able to get just 100% well. We prayed and she got better, so prayer does work. But she asked me about later on, after we prayed, we stayed in touch a little bit, and she'd tell me that she's doing good and getting better and things. Well, she's reading about this hair DNA testing. She asked me what I thought, and I said, I think it's a great idea. Let's find out what's really in your body. She does this test, and what she finds out is she still has traces of mercury in her, but what was really keeping her from getting healthy and well is now she's got a huge amount of radiation in her from all of the testing that the doctors did on her while she was working with them for 5 or 6 years. She had like 6, I believe it's CT scans or CAT scans, whatever. She had a huge amount of radiation. She takes these micronutrients for 2 days, 2 days. And she uses the bathroom, okay, and it purges all of these, and it's not like she's got diarrhea, but she just goes to the bathroom. But when she goes, it purges everything out of her that doesn't need to be in there, really, that was causing her so much problems. And that day, she said she felt like a whole new, different person, that her body just instantly changed. Well, she took the rest of the nutrients over the 30 days, and her body, she's 100% cured and healthy, and has no more health issues. After she told me about this, guys, I thought, well, if I recommend this to someone who's really struggling with an ongoing illness, I have to say with confidence that I know what I'm talking about. So just out of curiosity, I thought I would pull some hair and send it in. The test's $150, but I needed to know if I could recommend this to other people who are really struggling. So I did. And get this, now they give you a questionnaire and they ask you if you have any health issues, and I marked that I did not, because I don't. I'm not on medicines. I don't have diabetes or any medicines or anything like that. I have no health issues, okay? Now, when I run hard, I get tired, but I think that's maybe normal. Anyway, they did my hair DNA, and the biochemist and her assistant was in absolute shock that I was not very, very sick, okay, and to some extent in bed, because I had 4 different toxins in my body that should have me pretty much in the bed. But now I want to say this. I do believe that God quickens and makes well my mortal body. That's a Bible scripture. That's Romans 8:11. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead dwells in my body. And if he dwells in my body, he quickens and makes me well. And I quote that out loud. That's part of my daily confession that I do. So I think one of the reasons that I can be having all these toxins in me, but be walking in what I can see health, not sick, is because Holy Spirit is in me, helping me. But let me stop here though and tell you that the reason that people end up having diseases, that's dis-ease, that means your body being not at ease, dis-ease, is that what happens is we get toxins in our body and they stay there, and then our bodies run at a low nutritional level, and between the two, over time, and I'm talking like 5 or 6 years, your body begins to get sick, and then you get out of bed and you got cancer. Listen, nobody just gets out of bed with cancer. No, it's been developing over a long period of time. Doctors and researchers will tell you this has been going on in your body for 5 or 6 years. So this is what I want you to understand about the DNA testing. It is just a good, holistic, natural way to keep your body in optimum health, because what you're doing is always making sure that your body, your individual body, is getting the nutrients that it specifically needs. We don't get the nutrients we need out of the food we eat. The animals that we eat, chicken, cow, beef, pork, whatever, they are pumping hormones in the animals so they grow faster and bigger. And then all of the fruits and vegetables and the garden products we eat, the stuff we get out of farmers' fields, they've got pesticides on them. Where do you think that I got Roundup? My body had formaldehyde, Roundup, aspartame, and one other toxin in it. I got all of that through just natural intake of things that I have in my diet, okay? So what happens is that we end up with these toxins in our body that our kidneys and liver and our organs cannot purge that stuff out, and it sits in our bodies and makes us sick, okay? So do I believe in doing stuff like this? Absolutely, because I want to maintain my health the best that I possibly can, and I want to stay healthy, sharp, and alive. I'm going to quote Bible scriptures, and I'm going to do my part and take care of my mortal body by putting certain things in it and making sure I don't let anything that don't belong in my body not be in it. Did you know it's no different than my little car, guys? If I don't put fuel in it, it will quit running. But even if I put fuel in it and it's low octane, it's going to spit and sputter, and probably some of the mechanics in it is going to break down and not work right, and I'll get found on the side of the road broke down. And that's what happens to our bodies when our body does not get what it needs so it can function, they break down, okay? So I hope that this has blessed you today. The lady that I just gave you reference on, yes, she is healthy and whole today. And as far as me, I'm healthy and whole. And I will continue to do the hair DNA testing once every 6 months just to make sure that my body's not running on empty and that something that doesn't just sit and develop over 5 or 6 years. If you're interested in getting any more information about the resources that I have found this year, just let me know and I'll be happy to provide that for you. Now tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I've got 2 or 3 questions out there from different viewers, and I'm just going to do a Q&A about specific scriptures that people have written in and asked me about. How about that? Well, I love you, and I'm going to take a run. I've got lots to get done today. Bye-bye.